There is a fatal flaw buried deep within the human psyche. No matter how cold, calculated, or brilliant a criminal claims to be, they are biologically incapable of keeping a secret. In forensic behavioral analysis, we call this leakage. It is the involuntary, subconscious stripping of dark truth into the real world right before the mask completely breaks. You cannot stop it. Your brain is wired to confess, even when your life depends on total silence. Every monster walks among us wearing what psychologists call the Mask of Sanity. They smile, they pay taxes, they shake your hand. But maintaining a lie of that magnitude requires a massive amount of cognitive energy. Eventually, the pressure builds. The subconscious mind realizes the horror of what it is planning, and it begins to panic. That panic doesn't happen out loud. It happens through micro-behaviors, slight slips of the tongue, and subtle visual anomalies. The first place the mask slips is in the language. Forensic linguists don't just listen to what a suspect says, they listen to the structure of the syntax. When a person is harboring a dark secret or planning an atrocity, their relationship with time changes. They begin using the past tense for people who are still alive. They introduce strange, unnecessary details to distance themselves from a timeline. Their words become a digital trail of breadcrumbs before the crime even occurs. We call this the typo of the soul. It manifests in text messages, social media posts, or casual conversations. A suspect might suddenly express an intense interest in a highly specific, macabre topic under the guise of curiosity. They ask hypothetical questions that are just a little too detailed. They are testing the waters, looking for a reaction, trying to see if the world can sense the rot inside them. Their language is screaming what their conscious mind refuses to admit. In criminal psychology, this buildup is known as the Prodromal Phase. It is the eerie calm before the storm where the fantasy becomes too heavy to carry alone. The offender begins to drop hints to a highly specific, chosen audience. They might tell a friend, "You won't have to worry about me much longer," or post an abstract, chilling manifesto online, wrapped in layers of irony. They want the thrill of being known without the consequence of being caught. But the leakage isn't just verbal, it is deeply biological. When the brain carries a massive dark secret, the nervous system enters a state of perpetual low-level friction. The body begins to leak stress hormones. The pupils dilate irregularly during specific conversations. The vocal cords tighten, shifting the pitch of the voice by just a few hertz when a specific name or location is mentioned. Your own vocal cords will literally betray you to save your sanity. The most dangerous form of this phenomenon is the pre-attack manifesto. This isn't a boast, it is a psychological safety valve. The offender feels an overwhelming urge to justify their upcoming actions to the universe. They write journals, record unreleased videos, or sketch intricate, dark diagrams. They believe they are leaving a legacy, but in reality, they are desperate for someone to stop them. Every manifesto is a hidden, twisted plea for intervention. If you look closely at a liar's face, you will see the micro-expressions. These are involuntary facial movements that last for just 1/20th of a second. A flash of contempt, a split-second smirk known as duping delight, or a shadow of intense panic. The conscious mind can control a smile for an hour, but it cannot control the micro-muscles around the eyes when a triggering word is dropped. The face is a map of the internal war, and the truth always bleeds through. Why does leakage happen? Because of cognitive load. The human brain was never designed to hold to completely conflicting realities at the same time: the peaceful lie and the violent truth. The more complex the crime, the heavier the mental weight. Eventually, the brain prioritizing survival begins to drop non-essential functions. The suspect becomes forgetful, irritable, and reckless. They make sloppy mistakes because their processing power is entirely consumed by the secret. Often, leakage is directed at a proxy, an innocent third party who has no connection to the dark plot. The offender will project their hidden guilt or planning onto a stranger. They might become intensely judgmental of someone else's minor rule breaking, or conversely, defend an extreme public crime with bizarre passion. They are using the outside world as a mirror to look at their own reflection without blinking. They are checking to see if their mask is still on straight. When a detective looks back at a major case, the leakage is always blindingly obvious in hindsight. The cryptic emails, the sudden change in daily routines, the cold, distant stare in old photographs. It was never a perfect crime. It was a loud, vibrating signal trapped inside a human body until it burst. The clues were always there, written in the spaces between their words and the timing of their breaths. No one is a perfect actor. The terrifying truth is that you cannot seal the leak. Right now, if you are hiding something, a small lie or a dark thought, your body is already working to expose you. A slight tremor in your hand, a specific word you avoid, a nervous glance. You are a walking confession waiting for the right profiler to read you. You can change your environment, your lifestyle, and your face. But the leak is eternal, and the truth always finds a way out.